How's it going, YouTube? It's Garrett again with Deep Divers Bible Study. Sorry, I can't talk. So this is part two of Jesus' testimony. The very beginning, where I was born again. If you didn't see the first video, please watch the first one. This one does have some teaching involved because this is when he started teaching me about passages I didn't even read yet. And so that's what the Holy Ghost does. As Jesus says, he'll teach you all things. He means that quite literally. If you ask for teaching, hold on, because you're going for a ride. I was I'm still white knuckling it, but I was white water rafting while holding on with a rope, being dragged. I jumped out of a plane with a parachute, and it wasn't strapped onto my body, and all I had was a rope to hold on. I was holding on, for dear life, as he was teaching me. So it still goes on. It's he allows me to sleep now, and get some rest, and and actually, I get food too now because I wasn't hungry, for 3 months. Again, this was a year and a half ago. And so I mentioned the first video about my first Bible, right? First Bible. It was this version, New Living Translation. That was given to me from the church after I asked God to teach me 3 days later. Right? Every single page looks like this. Here we find the a good one that's crazy looking. Like I said, Isaiah is always a good one, so I'm trying to or even here Zechariah here, see, this. It looks like every page looks like this. Again, this was back in for a couple months worth, that 4:10:22 and I was done with it by 10:10:22. And now I'm on to my King James version. It looks like this. Nice and organized now, huh? He cleans you up. That's what he does. He teaches you, he cleans you, and turns you into 70-year-old retiree. No longer looking like a punk. But every single, multiple notes, multiple highlights, notes in between, craziness. But that's what he does. Crazy for God. He's, I used to have to take drugs to focus, and no longer while I read the word. He pulls you in, and you're holding on. And so he gives, I couldn't read it before. Now I can't put it down. Yeah. I always tell people now that, hey, you want to tell me where your heart is? Then let's load it up with your YouTube. Your YouTube will tell you. That's whatever YouTube videos are up. If it's mostly videos about, skateboarding, that's where your heart is. If it's about lifting, that's where your heart is. If it's about God, you'll know. YouTube will show you. So first streams I had, right? A couple months trying to read and, holding on. And I started I started in Matthew and read on and went from there. Old Testament. Didn't even touch Old Testament yet. Sorry, getting over cold. And so, I was born again when this happened. Okay, mind you, I dated everything. So 4:10:22 is when I got my first Bible. Right, first month. Second month, dream. The first dream that I had was back in was May 13th. Okay. Was it May 13th? No, May 12th. So the first dream I had, blackboard dream. I was completely in darkness. Okay. Not darkness like evil, but emptiness, like just blank slate. I call it a blackboard teaching dream. That's what I call them. Looking around, very vivid. Like, okay. God said, ask a question. That's all I heard in my dream. I was like, yeah, okay. Okay. Well, how do we save people? Out of everything, how do we save people? and honestly, that's how you know you're saved. Like that's all I care about. Saving you guys. Even though I can't do any saving, I'm just a tool. Like he just uses me as a hammer. That's all. And so it's so this is he said first. Let me find the exact words. He said first. First, we must soften our hearts and ask for eyes to see and ears to hear. And then I'll bestow wisdom and knowledge. Woke up. Thanks, God. Writing it down. And this is the middle of the night. So profusely writing it down, right? Yeah, and so there was a lot more dreams. So that was the first one. I never read that before. It's only been a month, right? I mean, I'm devouring the word. I prayed for him to feed it to me like he did Ezekiel, right? Ezekiel 3. And I was like, feed me the word, and he hasn't stopped. But it's not as fast paced anymore, so I can rest a little. But so that was the first one, okay, which relates to right in front of you, Deuteronomy 29:4. I had no idea that was even there. Yet the Lord hath not given you a heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear unto this day. And Isaiah 6:10. There we go. Make the heart of these people fat, and make the ears heavy. Wait, is it... Here we go. Sorry, it's all this, really. And he said, go, tell these people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of these people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Right? That was a dream. I'm losing my mind at this time. I was like, and this is what he's saying here, send me. Whom shall I send? Here I am, send me. I'm thinking, he's talking to me now, right? Isaiah 6:8 right there, and then he said, here I am, send me. I'm thinking he's talking to me. It's what I felt like anyway, because that was my dream. Next night, May 15th. May 13th. That was May 12th. Where's the first one? May 13th. Same dream. Blackboard teaching, right? Looking at my hands, like, okay, here we are again. Looking around this time, trying to pay more attention. And, he said, ask a question. I said, God, how do I save people? How do I save people? He flicked on the lights. He picked me up, brought me 6 inches away from the cross with Jesus beaten, battered, and bloody. And I saw everything, and I was right there, and his beard was almost torn, like his face was facing down, and the Roman soldier was giving him a sponge to drink, so the soaking sponge. At the time, I knew this story, obviously, right? But what I noticed in the dream was that I always thought it was a spear. with a sponge on the end. Nope, it was a branch. And I knew it was a sycamore branch in the dream. I never heard of a sycamore before. I didn't even know what a sycamore was. My life consisted of bodybuilding, lifting, and, supplements and work and my wife. But, in that order, it's horrible. Now my wife, it's God, Jesus, God, my wife, myself, the dog, myself, so it's different now, but, bless her heart, she stuck with me. I thank God. I thank her profusely. And yeah, I didn't know that was a sycamore branch. Getting back to the story, again, ADD, by the way. I have ADD. He said so that was the scene. Roman soldier giving him a drink from the sponge with a branch, sycamore branch, on a sponge. And then God said, little one with great faith. Most people's fate is secure. Most we can do is give them a sponge on the end of a sycamore branch to dry tears. Their hearts are already hardened. I woke up profusely. Thanks, God. Thank you. Thank you so much. Writing this down profusely. This is at 3:04. I wrote down the date and the time this time. Sorry. It's 3:04 in the morning. I didn't know these were Bible verses till much later on, to be honest. I was just telling everybody my dreams, to be honest. And so, if you go, and another example is, Jeremiah, as I have there, 6:10. 6:10. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord, Yahweh, is unto them a reproach. Isn't that the truth? They have no delight in it. Very true. And so those were the first real teaching dreams that I had. He gave me more. And I can tell you about those too. I'm gonna hold off to the next video. If you like the video, like, comment, share, please. And I'll continue to show what he's doing. People say that, don't believe them if they say Jesus is here, Jesus is there. I'm not saying Jesus is here or there or anywhere. But are we not the temple of God? Ourselves, as it says. Who's on your throne? I sure hope Jesus Christ is. It's either him or the Antichrist, which just means, in Greek, another Christ, not the opposite. Although I'm sure he's gonna us that are saved, no, he's the opposite. But those who aren't saved, he's gonna seem pretty nice, to be honest. He'll give them exactly the desires of their flesh. And so it's he says it everywhere. I can show you multiple passages where he says that he pours out his spirit on them on those days. And they will dream, and they have dreams of visions. They're prophesying. Now, there's a difference between prophesying, okay, and telling the future. There's a lot of heretical stuff going on here, guys. Come on, think. I see a lot of these videos. They make these videos. It's kind of funny. They set the date behind them. Who puts a clock behind them in their videos? I'm going to put a clock behind me so you can see that this is the day before. When it's the day of. Come on. Who falls for this stuff? Oh, man. I got some work to clean up here. Jeez. Come on, guys. His word's already here. Just so you know, my dreams directly relate to the word. Okay, that's how you know it's from him. It'll be from. It's not for you. It's for everybody else. That's when you know it's a spiritual gift. Spiritual gifts humble you. They don't make you haughty. If it's from God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost, if it's from them and it's a gift from them, it's going to humble you, not make you prideful. You're not the center of the stage here. The ones who need saving are. All right. Stay tuned. Going to come up with another one. The next one will be a video on who are we as Christians? Why do I have a hunger for the word? Or why should I? Where is that? Next video. Stay tuned.